into Sunday Travels. I'm so happy that you're here joining me again. Today we have a very special guest in studio. We always have a special guest in studio. Today we have with us Vic Tafur with The Athletic. He is an NFL writer and also covers the Raiders for The Athletic after a 12-year stint with the San Francisco Chronicle. So without further ado, here's Vic Tafur. Rolling right along from there, I wanted to talk to you about the Raiders. We can't have an interview without talking about the Raiders. For those who don't know, Vic Tafur covers the Raiders and also the NFL at large with The Athletic, and also did so during his time at the San Francisco Chronicle. So I wanted to kind of start by asking you if you've seen any transition with the Raiders from Oakland to Las Vegas. To me personally, having done undergrad in the Bay Area, my first job was with the Raiders after undergrad. And so I really got to kind of dive into the Raiders experience in Oakland, from fans to the roster, the type of guys that were drafted under Reggie McKenzie till now that they're here in Las Vegas, I'm here in Las Vegas, I've kind of seen a transformation, more like a refreshed button kind of being set on the Raiders brand and also within the roster. So I kind of wanted to know your thoughts about that and if you kind of felt the same sentiments, and if so, where do you see that happening?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I was sad for Oakland fans who lost the team who had been going to the games for a long time. But I agree, it has been a refresh. I think the new stadium is incredible. The new facility is like incredible. There's things that they have now that they never had before in Alameda. So I think the players feel it. The players definitely love both those things. I think the one thing you can't really see yet is there's definitely buzz here in Vegas, but the fact that there's no fans going to be allowed in the stadium it's a weird way to start this whole thing off. So I think you're not getting the full throttle introduction they normally would. But I think there's still a buzz. I think if they win games, the first couple of weeks, we'll be really excited about them. So I think there is a refresh. I think the rebranding and the repackaging and the kind of the polishing off of their legacy is kind of cool. I think everyone's really excited about it.
And moving on from there as well, with 2 years ago was the Khalil Mack trade between the Raiders and the Chicago Bears. And so I wanted to know, from what you're seeing this year going into the 2020 season in training camp, do you feel that they've addressed their need for a pass rush at all thus far?
Good question. I think so far Arden Key's had a nice camp. It's hard to tell this year because usually you have training camp and you have the preseason to kind of weigh things with both those factors. But this year there's no preseason, so kind of just going off what you see in camp, which is practice is not really always full speed. Guys are going to try and hurt each other, there's some taking it easier on your teammate because you want those guys to last the whole season. So Arden Key has been very good. I'm not sure what that means going forward, if he really is going to emerge and have the 8-sack guy this year. Cleveland Ferrell had a good offseason. He gained 13 pounds, got bigger, and then he got a little quicker. So I think those two guys are key. If those guys have good years, then their pass rush should be better. And if it is, Max Crosby, I think, is fine. I think he's going to be what he is, 10 or 12-sack guy. So we need the other two guys to kind of step up, and then maybe we'll have a chance to have a good defense.
Mm-hmm. And in your latest article with The Athletic, as of this recording, you mentioned, you were talking about Marcus Mariota, and I want to get it right, so I'm going to read your quote. And I quote, you said, "He presents no threat for the starting QB role." Why is that? How'd you come to that conclusion?
That sounds mean. I was kind of mean. I feel bad. I feel bad. He's a good guy. But I just think you look at, again, it's hard to judge too much from practices at camp, but in his case, it's not very hard to judge. He's really struggled. He's not looked the part. He's had a hard time completing short passes. I think his mechanics look like they're screwed up. And John Gruden mentions he's had some ankle injuries and some shoulder problems. But to me, that's not enough of a reason why he looks the way he does. So I don't know what's going on. I think they gave him $7.5 million, which hindsight looks like a mistake. So I think if there was any thought he was going to push Derek Carr, that thought is long gone. I think this is definitely Derek Carr, his show to run, and even if he struggles the first 5 weeks, I think they can't really make a switch. I think he'll be fine, or I hope he'll be fine the rest of the way. So I think this is his team. Come thick or thin, and let's see what happens.
So I wanted to continue with the Raiders roster. Locally, a lot of people are excited about Javen White, who graduated from UNLV and also graduated from McClymonds High School in Oakland. And so I wanted to know your thoughts. Do you think he has what it takes to make this final roster?
I did. Then they traded for Raekwon McMillan from the Dolphins, a veteran guy who's more of a kind of run stopper, kind of fits a need they had. So I think what they're hoping takes place, they'll waive Javen. Is it Javen or Javin? Is it Javen? I think it's Javen. I think I get that right. But like they'll waive right with the intention of having him on the practice squad, which is a nice gig. Practice squad, they make 110 grand, kind of just practice and kind of hang out. So I think that's the plan, that they'll find a room for him on the practice squad.
And just to kind of wrap up here, I've heard a lot of reporters say that kind of during the length of their career in covering sports, that they sort of cease to be a fan and it just becomes work for them, kind of a routine thing. And so I'm wondering from you, are you a fan of football first and foremost? And if so, has working this length in the industry changed anything for you?
It is true. You become jaded. You become jaded real quick. I mean, you're talking to agents and players and coaches, and a lot of mistruths out there over the years, things you've witnessed. So you definitely lose some of your love of the game, but not all of it. I think I don't really root for many teams. I root for Cal. I mean, I definitely still root for Cal Bears, football, baseball, whatever, basketball. So I'm definitely, that's my outlet for rooting. But otherwise, it's hard to really kind of be the old way I was as a kid, kind of watching games. I still enjoy the playoffs. I watch them probably from a different perspective than I did as a kid, more than analytical. I'm looking at more players than I am looking for team success or what happens with coaching moves. But so, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, definitely this job will change you, and it's hard to be the cheery old young guy you were as a kid. So, thank God for Cal. I still got Cal, so that's my outlet to cheer and have some fun.
Yes, absolutely. And so that'll do it for us with this interview. I want to make sure I plug your social channels for people that want to connect with you. Be sure to listen to the State of the Nation podcast with The Athletic. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. But for those who want to get in touch with you, Vic, where can they find you?
Good question. I think on Twitter, it's at Vic Tafur. It's my name. It's just recently started doing Instagram. I got to get that going. My daughter's been bugging me. So I think that one's at Vegas Vic T, I believe, is what I came up with in that one. But I still got to do some work on that one. She's not really happy with my production so far. I need more videos, more stories. Is that what it is? Story? I need more stories. More. I did one so far. But those are my two main outlets besides the athletic website that you mentioned. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Vic, for your time. That'll conclude our formal interview together. And for those who are watching, this will be on Sunday Travels on my YouTube page and also on my Instagram page. Vic, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'll meet you for real at some point soon.
Absolutely.
All right.